This is the Play No Games podcast. We're the hardest working podcast in Portland, Oregon, man.
Play no
Game. Play
no
Games
podcast
slash show.
Wow. We are back here yet again. But before we talk about anything fun or just a show, I definitely want to just talk about something that happened in our community, and we lost a great man, and his name is Kevin McDowell, and he was an entrepreneur, a hooper, artist, and a hero. And he lost his life trying to save someone else's life. And I just want to at least say on this platform, because I'll be honest, when people die and pass along, I'm a big person of keeping that same energy, because when people pass or things like that, I feel like people take this as opportunities to take advantage of the moment. Obviously, if you're helping from a good place, I have no problem with that. But I also see like a lot of people just see this as something of being as advantageous. But the reason why I want to bring up Kevin on this show is, believe it or not, I would say we too as well have had a good relationship with Kevin, and Kevin was a big supporter of this podcast / show. And anytime that I brought to him about different ideas about where I wanted to take this podcast, other things and things like that, Kevin was one of the very first people to say, yes, do it, Robert. And he would support me. It's tragic that we lost him. But I will say this, one of his go-to quotes was doing things as, it's all love. And what he did to save that person's life was all love, was definitely in his mantra. Whether y'all disagree with him or not, he was a good man. And I at least want to say from the bottom of my heart, and I know all you guys have different experiences with him, things like that Kevin, please rest in peace. The things that we talked about I will hold dearly, and your legacy will always be a staple in Portland. And I just want to say thank you.
He definitely was a person that touched many hearts and in many minds, and just pay respect to his family and all his loved ones and people around him. And just like Robert said, he's definitely a staple for many people. And I remember the last time I had a conversation with him was the Juneteenth celebration that he had at Capitol. And I was just telling him, bro, like, this is you. Like, there was a ton of people there. It was a good jumping party. And I was like, this is you. And he goes, nah, this was you. He's like, this is y'all. And that was just something that he was always about. And I was like, we came out for you. Like, and I hope you understand that. Like, you bring the energy, you bring the people out. Like, this was you set the tone for the community. So, I pay my respects and my condolences, and rest in peace. That was a good one.
Yeah. Personal experience we had with him was, Kevin let us to film at his bar, Capitol Bar. His mic is dead for some reason. Uh-oh.
Oh, no worries.
Let's go pick this up.
Is it plugged in all the way?
Okay.
Check 1 2. Is that good?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Back after technical difficulty. But yeah, our personal experience with Kevin was he let us film at Capitol Bar upstairs. Was really supportive, like Robert had mentioned, really supportive of the podcast, really hospitable to all of us. Essentially was willing to give us whatever we needed to be comfortable at his place filming there. Really cool guy. I remember his laugh, really loud laugh, really joyful. Very distinctive laugh. And yeah, man, rest in peace to him. Hope his family's doing well. Hope everyone that was close to him is doing well. And I believe, is there something going on for his?
What do you call it? Not that I know anything publicly that people can go to, but I know there's a lot of places where you can donate. They had a GoFundMe that I was like dumbfounded how fast it was filled in the last 1 or 2 days when it was out. But there's definitely tons of places. I'll definitely link that in the bio too, where people can continue to donate, because I know his mom is from California and she was staying here until they found his body, and they did find his body. So definitely, if you have the means to give, mentally, spiritually, and or financially, I'll definitely link all that stuff in the description. Please, if you know or have had experiences with Kevin, please share that with his family, because I know they need to hear the impact that he was. I will say one moment that I do want to share about Kevin is 2 moments, because I definitely remember, because we were filming with Aaron that time. That was a good time. But I want to talk about my favorite Kevin moment, and because me and him have like the same birthday week.
Oh my gosh, that was fun.
And he's December 7th. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, folks. But I'm December 3rd, and I remember I did my birthday thing because I was gonna do it at Capitol, and then he had his birthday thing, and like he treated it, at least when I was around him, things like he at least treated it like it was my birthday too as well. And then like he passed me a bottle of champagne. He's like, hold this. And I was like, you sure? And he's like, nah, just hold this. This is yours. And like,
Yeah.
and oh yeah, because you were there.
there.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah. So no, he was good energy. If you loved him, despised him or not, he was here. He definitely was here, and he will not be forgotten.
Yep.
So, without further ado, I know I took your segment, your moment, but could you usher us all in?
I mean, that needed to be said, truthfully. But our first segment of the day, of course, it is Play No Games. It could be positive, negative. It could be anything you want it to be. So we're going to start with Cassian. What you playing no games with today?
Good start, yeah. So, grand scheme of things, not a big deal, but it is negative. As you guys know, big UFC guy over here, big fan. And my favorite fighter fought this past weekend, Max Holloway.
Didn't he lose?
He did lose. Not just did he lose, he lost a third time to Alexander Volkanovski. 3 times, there ain't no fourth time. I'll tell you that to get the belt back. So Max is one of the best fighters in featherweight until he ran into Alex. Alex is the champ. Alex deserves to be the champ at 145. Lost him 3 times. He's beaten everyone else in that division. He just can't beat Alex. Alex is the champ. But
he got his eyebrow split open.
He got his eyebrow real split open.
Okay.
I will say the second fight, Alex won the decision. All the stats show Max should have won that fight, but even then, it's 2-1 even if you give that one to Max, and even then, that's trilogy over.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
so-
picked the right person on the parlay. They was like, pick the other guy, and I was like, you sure?
You actually made a bet?
I did.
What else did you bet on?
I'm in like this betting group, and the homeboy was like,
Did you bet on Alex Pereira?
hey, look here, I don't do UFC fighting, but I know he was the main person in the group saying the Holloway person wasn't gonna win. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, all right, I'll throw $10 down on this. This is fine with me. And then when I looked at my phone, I was like, bank account increased.
Yeah.
So sorry, guys.
That's fine. It is like Max always says it. It is what it is.
That's funny.
All right. Popcorn, Robert.
Wow. I'm not gonna play no games about I had an event, guys, I had an event. And it's called The Match, when I'm not here or being a mental health warrior.
He said warrior.
I am people's problems.
Soldier.
I'll be
Knight.
eating them like Pac-Man. But anywho, no, I had a major event. It's called The Match. I'm working with another creator, Aaron Robinson, and we had big shout out. We had a curated dating experience at Moxie Hotel, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna cap to everybody.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was really fun.
I was nervous at first. It was fun.
Did you meet any women?
Of course.
No.
Keep going. Don't.
Okay.
Keep going.
I had to almost tap this dude like
Just keep going.
Lisa and Marge Simpson meme, like log out. Like I was like, you don't keep on moving. But anyway,
Keep
so
going.
pretty much the event is pretty much getting people out and off of dating apps into meeting in real life where you can succeed, fail, but doing it together with like-minded people. So if you get the number, you get the number. If you don't get the number, you get to meet some dope people. And with the small budget that we had, I feel like we put on a spectacular experience. We have a lot of people saying that they can't wait for the next one. And I'll just say our intention with this dating curation is literally finding the people who are tired of the current toxicity in the dating market because it's there, and like genuinely seeing people being like, oh, I had fun tonight because I was able to have this conversation, or I wasn't expecting to see this person. And I think for me, as a person who's trying to be not Hitch anymore, I think I'm trying to be.
You retired it.
I've retired Hitch.
Really?
I'm not trying to be Hitch anymore. I think I want to be Robert.
Robert.
I think I want to be I don't say the Renaissance man or the love or something like that.
The love doctor.
I want to do. I got to find my own moniker. I'm not the Hitch anymore.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
were you working or were you working that night too? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest because
He was working. Word.
Stop.
He's working double time.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The women showed out.
They did.
Okay.
The women showed out.
They did.
I think for the next event, we're gonna go really hard for the guys because me and Aaron had to step in, and I will say in the
It
future,
was working.
I'll give you in the future. I don't want to step in like I did because I want to make sure to keep my hands off. Obviously, if someone talks to me, I'm gonna talk back. But I just wanted that experience to be for other people. But like, I met some cool people there. I met some cool people there. But before I go further with it, I'm gonna swing it to a person who I didn't pay to say all these things because my friends keep it real with me. Mr. AJ, how was your experience?
I had a good time. I was nervous at first. Truthfully, I didn't know what to expect from it. Never done it before. Ultimately, I was kind of like curious on like what type of things, activities you guys were gonna do in order to like make the meetings. How do I say it? Make the meetings more intentional. But I enjoyed it. I think even just from the rotating of the circle. Just how we circulated and just meeting different types of people, and even just from the age range of people that were there, it was dynamic. I would never expected to see like such a wide range of like individuals there. There was somebody that was like 45 there to a girl that was 22, so it was definitely like a wide range of just individuals, even like nationalities and ethnicities too. Like it was people. Someone had asked me like, was it mainly just like white people there? And I was like, no, actually it was like Asian, black, white, like it was a cool mix. Like it threw me for a loop, but I had a good time. I think once I got comfortable, it became a better time. But at first I was like the dude sitting in the corner and trying to figure out how I was going to like speak to myself. Cause I was nervous, but I enjoyed it.
The crazy thing about it is I made sure I had intentional conversations with all the dudes there to like try to like get into the groove. Like, like it's okay. We're experiencing different things. I feel like I do a lot less with ladies. I think for me, when I interact with women in that kind of arena or area, I do a big thing on like pointing out, oh, I know you took your time with your hair, or those are some bomb earrings, to like really play up to like, it's okay. Feel comfortable. This is your space.
For me, it's like I'm just the type of person that like it takes a minute for me to warm up. Like if like there was good music playing, so like I started dancing. Once I started dancing, it was over. Like I was like, all right, we good. Like, and I think that's just something for me, like comfortability. Like I don't really like, I prefer not to drink, especially in different situations. And so like I was just drinking water all night and not trying to just balance on that liquid courage to be able to have the courage in order to do the things that you want to do. For me, my courage came from the music. That was like, the music was good, had a good time, had me going, and so then I was juiced in order to begin to start having these conversations with different people. So it was a good time. Respect it.
So I'm just going to end on this piece and just say the next time we do it, it's going to be at a more, let's just say it's going to be at a 4-star, 5-star hotel. We're going to have some we're going to have some games. We're going to have some other stuff included.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, exclusive here, we're going to be doing a group date, and it's going to be a kickball barbecue event, singles versus couples. So if y'all If y'all have friends where you're like, oh, why would I go to a singles event? That's why we're going to see who do it better, the single people or the couples.
I like that.
So we're going to put everybody on a little kickball team, do a little round robin, have some good food, potentially, because food is expensive. We might buy y'all some Gatorade to say, But no, we hope to have the match be something that is done monthly at a lot of different hotels, and each one you go to will be a different experience. Mm-hmm. So it might be a Tiny Desk concert one time. It might be Beanie Hanna type of style, one style. So we're trying to make everyone you go to different and unique.
Absolutely.
So what you playing no games about?
So I'm playing no perspective. Playing no game. I'm playing no games about perspective. I feel like I went to this event this weekend doing security, and I met the dude I was supposed to be doing security for. Was just like, he was an asshole, and like just demeaning, talked down on me the first time I met him, and I was just like, I was curious, and then I began to start talking to some of the people who've been coming to these events, and they're like, he's a great dude once you get to know him, but he is an asshole. And so just like for me, it was just like taking things in perspective, right? Like some people just want us things done a certain way, and some people just they don't condone people who just I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really explaining my thoughts right now. But
so you're explaining to me you met a person that was like Koss.
No, he was worse.
Oh damn!
He was Koss at like 80 years old.
Oh yeah,
that's so funny actually.
What?
Didn't give a fuck. Just didn't give a fuck about nothing. Didn't keep like.
That's karma.
But it was such a. The concert itself was a good time. It was a Grammy award winning jazz musician player, and
damn.
He played his saxophone really well, but he couldn't sing to save his life. It was
Kenny G.
Kenny G.
No, it wasn't Kenny G. It was like Patrick something. Patrick is on or Patrick something. I don't know. But he was a great jazz person. So yeah, that was perspective.
Nice.
Playing no games about perspective.
Yeah, perspective is important. You know, you gotta have it.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have it, doesn't make any sense.
True.
Yeah.
You agree about that, Koss?
Yes, sir. 100%.
You're doing that shit. I don't like. I have a segment, but it can wait. I know, Koss, you were talking about something you wanted to bring up. Would you like to go?
Yeah, I can bring it up now.
Yeah, all you might go.
Yeah, so just kind of a little topic I wanted to throw on the table, kind of see what fire we could ignite from it. Friends versus family. Who do you guys put first?
That's a tough one, but I can start.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, I think it's situational when it comes to like who I put first. I think there's a lot more situations.
All right, I got a scenario then.
Okay.
All right, 4th of July barbecue. You get an invite from close friends, or your mom invites you over with the cousins, the family, and all that. Which one? Same day, 4th of July. Which one are you picking?
In that case, I'm picking the family. I think that one is just that's a little different. But when it comes to like, I'll give you an example. So I asked my brother to come pick me up from something that happened with my car. My brother didn't show up. I called my friend. He showed up in 10 minutes. So it was like it's very for me. It's like it's very it's very situational. Like I think like when it comes to certain things, I'm definitely calling my friends. When it comes to other like events and more like trying to hang out with family, because my family don't get it together a lot, then I probably do my family.
Totally.
So.
Okay.
For me, it's like it's tough, and I think like the backstory I have to go with it is I was always told that family is important and you have to stick and be with family, and like it's something that's irreversible. And like I'll be honest, from a young age, I've always tried to like run away from my family. Actually, that's a lie. Certain family members I was trying to not be around with, and I'll be honest, my friends were like my safe haven. And as a kid, I mean, like, all right, let me get some, grandma's food, and then I'm gonna go play video games. And I think I would say, to answer that question now, I definitely would have to, choose family. Not the saying, because for me, I treat my close group of friends like family. So like, I guess once again going to the Robert headcanon, like my like good close friends, I treat them like family. It's no like when I start, I'm like, oh, this is my friend. I'm really like, we really don't kick it like that. Where I'm just kind of like, that's my friend. Where it's kind of like, I treat y'all like my family. Where it's kind of like, if my family's doing like a family, event, and we had, space, like I'm like, come through, because like for me at least, actually, this is so weird. Okay, this is weird. I was in a situation, right? I was in a situationship or something like that, right? And this chick was talking about, oh, you gotta meet my friends and all this other stuff and things like that. Oh, okay. Okay.
Actually, can I just rotate just a hair?
Yeah.
Sliding a little bit off frame. Sorry.
Oh no, by all means, go.
Sorry,
no, you're good.
No. This is
He's a
this is why you're here.
I love it.
Perfect.
Andrew.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, I love it.
No,
You're
no,
great.
no, no, no.
We're definitely keeping that in. So everybody, what y'all don't know is I'm leaving this up to him. I told him the very first week, sit back, relax, and I would love to have him on mic, because we all love all perspectives. We have a dope wizard, Andrew, on the ones and twos working the camera. So if y'all don't know, he'll be in the description, all his stuff, because he's a wonderful member of the team. Hopefully, if he likes us, or if y'all donate some money, then maybe he'll stay. Come on. So we have him working. But point I was bringing up was homegirl was like, oh, I'm going to meet your friends, things like that.
Yeah.
And
you were like, hey.
No, she wanted to meet her friends. I had no problem meeting her friends, but like, she would like watch my story and I'm like kicking it with y'all and things like that. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna go. Like, I know you hang out. Okay, this is why I tell girls sometimes. I'm like, Friday nights for the guys. So
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff with the guys on Fridays.
Yeah.
And one time we were at a club and she's like, oh, I'm gonna come through. And I was like, don't do that. No.
Pump the brakes.
Exactly, because me and her had like other conversations about like, why are you holding your friends to this standard? Because I'm like, if you meet my friends, one or two things gonna happen. Either they gonna think we fucking, or, oh, you serious?
Mm-hmm.
And I take relationships very seriously. Now, if me and this person had like a better understanding of like what we were at and things like that, and she was cool with just like those monikers, right, and things like that, then cool, no problem. But because I'm an emotionally intelligent dude, I knew that I felt that this person wanted more. So my thing is, I know that my friends have a level of intimacy with me. So why would I put you in that situation? And I know I'm not feeling that. So for me, friends are like work acquaintances, but family encompasses everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why y'all never met this person.
Fair enough.
Because me, my family, and once so y'all can start talking to me like, oh, this is who you're talking to.
Mm-hmm.
So no, So I know I get that. I get that heavy with y'all.
Yeah. The reason I brought this topic up was, it was recently 4th of July weekend. Everyone's got to post their photos and whatever. But I just noticed a lot of people posting group photos with people that they were not hanging out with last year that I know personally.
Oh wow.
And this might just be, my own like circle of people I know on my Instagram or whatever. But specifically, I have a lot of like white American friends as well.
Oh.
And that's where I see the culture difference. Like, if it's a holiday, I'm spending it with my folks. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Specifically on the day. I've noticed like white Americans, they couldn't care less. Maybe I'm making a general, statement there. I probably am. Maybe it's just the people like I have on Instagram, but that's just like a overarching topic I noticed this 4th of July.
Interesting.
I don't know. Thought it was interesting. Wanted to bring that up.
Oh no, I try to do it both. Kick it with the fam at the noon barbecue, and then kick it with the goons. To get the fireworks and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do much for the 4th. I worked and then popped up on my brother and his friends and our friends and.
Like any illegal fireworks?
No,
because America didn't get a birthday this year. Yeah, America was bad.
It was bad.
You know how we treat bad children? Take away their birthdays.
Huh?
What? I wasn't celebrating the 4th. I was celebrating a day off. I was actually.
I made a pit fire. I made a fire pit.
Were you celebrating America's birthday though?
I had cake.
That was actually one of your funniest jokes. I Chris Paul'd it for you, but it's okay. That's good. Yeah, the cost made it funny.
Absolutely.
So,
Go ahead.
So guys, a lot of testosterone in this room. Actually, we're not going inside.
Wow.
Wait, are we gonna talk about it?
Talk about
what?
About why America's not getting a birthday? Are we? Oh, no bullshit. Are we talking about it or are we moving on to the next thing?
It's up to you. I'm okay talking about it.
Okay.
I don't know what we're talking about.
You are not that dumb.
Nope.
No. Okay. Okay. I was about to say.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Whoa.
You're Mr. Are we going to talk about it or not?
We have to make a decision as a group.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I'm the last person to be talking about this shit.
Sounds like we're not going to talk about it.
No, I have no problem talking about it. There's just this is my thing. Certain things we don't talk about on this show because obviously we want to help people, bring it to our moniker. If we did it, we try to put people on higher vibration, self-worth, relationships, all these different things. But like people. This is what I want to bring up. People don't know how to have nuanced conversations.
Interesting.
I'll bring up this. There's this one chick from The View, and you know what I'm talking about?
I know that show's fucked.
Anywho, she's a Catholic. She's a Catholic woman, and they were talking about Roe versus Wade, and she said, as a Catholic person, I don't believe that any abortion at any reason. You shouldn't get one at all. And then she followed up by saying that she was like, if I had a public service job and I had to think about everybody, right? I can't lead by that mindset because that is something I grew up with. And I applauded that woman for saying that. Don't know her name or anything like that because she wasn't capping. She's like, I don't believe that. But if I hold a public office, I have a public civic duty to think about everybody. Yeah. Not everyone holds the Catholic religion. Yeah. Not everyone holds the Christian religion. Mm-hmm. So if I am Mayor Rob Gill, I may not agree with certain people, but I still have to govern for those people.
Yeah.
And if it's not balanced, I'm not doing my job. And that's why sometimes we don't talk about certain political things that are here. Like, obviously, we're going to get somebody in our comments eventually and things like that. Mm-hmm. And we're going to talk about it. But, like, two things can be true at the same time. And she just embodied that. She's like, I don't fundamentally agree with that from that standpoint. But if I'm doing this job, I have to think differently. So, believe it or not, folks, fasten your seatbelts. We're putting our Play No Game spin on Roe versus Wade. And this is not a one-on-one basketball tournament. This is...
I love that intro.
This is not for my people who don't read the law. It's not a pickup game. And Roe did not win. Wars away. Never mind. Anywho, I'm being stupid and trying to be funny. Anywho, we're going to get serious now. How do y'all feel about what happened?
What?
I think it's awful. I think it's awful for women's rights. I think it sends women's rights back several decades. Unfortunately, it's extremely unfortunate that a woman in the year 2022 can't decide what she does with her body. And now, if you do decide, it's up to the states. A lot of states have already made it clear what they're going to choose to do in that regard. And then now,
crazy too.
Yeah, essentially they had that bullet loaded up, ready to pull the trigger. And now, unfortunately, if you are in a state that does not allow it, you have to, spend the expenditure to go to another state to perform, an abortion. And I think that's just not fair. That's not really a sign of freedom in this country. I think. I just think it's really like backwards thinking. As like someone who's raised like an Eastern Orthodox Christian church, who like abortion isn't looked best upon in our religion. I think a woman 100% should be allowed to do what she wants with her bodies. It shouldn't be decided, in a public building.
As I wear a shirt that says "Women Ball" too, I definitely support women's rights when it comes to everything. I think we live in a country where like we're dictated by a lot of what men say and do, and that controls a lot of how we deem necessary and fit in our society. And I think it's wrong when there's people of different sexes and genders here, and I just feel like laws, the way they've been addressing laws is a little bit harsh, and changing those, like Cost is saying, is definitely taking a step in the wrong direction. But, I don't understand the concept of not allowing abortions. I mean, I get it. Like, I get aspects of it. Like, because some people use it for, just to get away from situations or whatever the case may be, and I get it. But I feel like that's not the choice that should be made by people who aren't dealing with those situations. I think that's the choice of the woman to decide on like what she wants to do.
Like the interesting thing about it, and I don't have all the facts, and this is where I have to do my own research. But one thing I do know is this is a money thing.
No, absolutely.
This is like
so I was
60% like a money thing.
So I was listening to OPB, and they were talking about it, and they were talking about the financial aspects of like, women who have jobs, right, and don't get those days off to go get an abortion in another state, right? Who's paying for that travel? Like that woman has to come out of their own pocket now in order to pay for some of these travels. Some of the people that have the money, it's no big issue. It's whatever, I can take these days off, and some people can't, right? So like being able to, that money aspect of things is about to kill that bottom tier percent, as it usually does anyway. So I think that's a big thing. Go ahead.
So I'm curious actually right now is that Oregon recently added a law to where if the woman's about to have a baby, she gets, I believe, 9 weeks paid off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And men actually, or no, she gets 10 weeks. Men get 9 weeks paid.
Skodex, okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder, though, if a woman goes for an abortion, does that fall under that same guidelines? I don't know the answer to that, but there's something out there.
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting point.
That's very okay.
You think about that?
I didn't think about that. No,
Yeah.
serious. 9 weeks. All right, bad.
That's nice.
I apologize, folks. Usually, I do study up on the things that we are going to be talking about, and because this is a very hot topic right now, I want to be very open. I'm just going off in top of my head type of a thing, and also just bringing RJ, you bringing that up too, kind of leads me to the point of, because I was watching this podcast and having a discussion with somebody, and it was about they were asked what is the most what is destroying the most, what they're asking what's the most like detrimental thing to America, and a couple people on the podcast were like, oh, they're talking about like white supremacy, this is and that, and the third person was like, no, classism is killing America. And I had to take a step back and like think, where I'm like, I know areas of like white supremacy, that that and things like that. But like when you get up so high, money talks, because the point RJ brought up, because that's money. And then also the point I was thinking about too as well is this just cuts off access. And this is another money flex where like, oh, we can pay to get this done. Because when it comes to the people who like this happens, we'll say the typical stereotypical rich dad son does something. What does he do? He uses his political favors, and then he's like, catch this red eye, and we gonna get this done.
Yeah.
And my thing is just another, I feel like it's another access thing, and kind of leads me to like believe more that I also do have an agreement. So obviously we get, got to stop racism, and things like that. But like classism is killing the growth of what America could be.
To kind of go off that, I wanted to shout out like a company like Dick's Sporting Goods. Did you see what happened with them?
Dick's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, come on, man.
I just said Dick's.
Come on, man.
Well,
That's
it's a sporting good.
Come on, man. Women got their rights taken away. Come on, man.
Wow.
Sorry.
I just said Dick's.
Dick's Sporting Goods president came out and essentially said that they will fund any teammate, is what they call someone who's an employee for Dick's Sporting Goods. Any teammate that is within a state that does not allow abortion to then travel and attain an abortion, and they will pay for flight as well as housing during that period. So, and they're not the only company to do that.
Microsoft did it.
Microsoft, several others have come out, and I think this is, it comes down to like the leaders and, I hate to say it, the adults in the room in the situation to come out and kind of try to make the situation a little better.
Oh, did you have something?
Well, actually, you bringing up Microsoft saying that, it's kind of interesting in classes, and at the same time, isn't Bill Gates the one that came out and said that he wants 2 classes?
Oh, he did.
I believe during COVID and everything, he wants one lower class and the upper class, no middle class.
Wow, Bill Gates said that? That's he's a lizard man.
He is a lizard man.
He's a lizard man, guys.
He's definitely said things like that multiple times.
Like, I'm assuming, and y'all ain't gotta say anything. Like, we're all in this room, a bunch of middle class men in here, and my thing, as much as I say it's a war on middle class men and women in the dating market, it's a war on middle class because just paying people, because inflation and stuff like that is crazy, and it's just, man, being a 90s kid until now, it's just like the America we dreamed of is not what it should be. We should just, I think,
we're all just going to move to Singapore.
Isn't there like a law where like if you get caught like looking at your neighbor?
Oh, it's a police state.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's 100%. You can't chew gum on the street.
Yeah.
But you can open a business in like 2 hours.
I wouldn't last.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Singapore's a police state. They have like your face like visually scanned, so security cameras know who you are and all that. I know a couple people that live in Singapore. They really like it.
They took our jobs. But I have a question. So as guys, and I don't have to bring up anything that you have or maybe have experienced, but like they say we don't have emotional intelligence. We do. The best thing we can do is vote. But I would just say for our nieces, sisters, how do we as guys support them in this time? It doesn't have to be the right answer. And obviously us talking about it on the show just shows that we're thinking about it, that potentially we want to do something progressive and moving forward. What is it, something we could do that could help support the situation beyond voting and things like that? Or
listen.
All right, take that home. How do you think us guys should be listening?
I think truthfully, because it's a decision that we can't make ourselves, I think as men we just have to listen. We have to kind of sit back and allow the women to speak and express themselves and express their emotions, express their feelings, and just listen to what they have to say and support them how we can support them. if that is going to bat with them doing something, then do that. But I think the biggest thing is just listen to what they have to say. And at the end of the day, like, the people up top, I ain't listening. And you know, Roe versus Wade is a prime example of like that as a whole. Like, people ain't listening, and people aren't listening when it comes to a lot of things, I think, in general. But I think during this time, so this specific reason, just listen to women.
So I have a scenario for you. So let's say you get some McDonald's, and you try to take it to your son, okay?
Yep.
And you try to deliver the McDonald's to your baby mom's, and she won't accept the McDonald's because there are 3 other kids, and you just want to feed your son.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, you didn't see it. I'm done. I'm gonna be.
You got to get all 3 kids McDonald's.
Okay, never mind.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Whoa! Time to fuck.
I don't think you guys saw the video of that.
Yeah,
No, I didn't see the video.
It's okay. It's okay. I know. I went for the field goal. I didn't add him vegetarian. I was trying. It's okay.
What video for the people listening?
It's okay. So long story short, woman says she's going to expose her baby's fathers or something like that, and he pulls up with McDonald's for his biological kid.
Yeah.
She doesn't accept the McDonald's because she has 3 other kids by 3 other dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she's like, "Oh, you're a bad father," or something like that. And he's like, "My responsibility is this kid. So why would I buy McDonald's for all of the kids?"
Yeah.
So
I was watching this short clip, Cruise Season, on YouTube. They're a good little relationship podcast too that always pops up on my feed for YouTube. But one of the guys was talking about, this woman said that men were like bad dads and stuff like that. So kind of going to that same concept. And he says, women are choosing to have relationships and kids with men who already have kids and are bad men. He said there's plenty of young men who do not have kids, don't have no baby mama drama, don't have nothing. And you guys will, he's like, and women will choose these dudes who already have kids, who already have drama, and have another kid with them, and then call them bad fathers. And that was something that I think we had talked about it in one of our episodes of the guy who had 33 kids. Yeah. and it's like, there's a point where men and women have to understand, like, it's on both of y'all. Like, you can't just blame one person. You know, you can't just blame the dad because he's only taking care of his own kid. You have to understand, like, you chose to be with multiple people. The men chose to be with multiple women. Pick who you pick, but understand the consequences of who you're picking beforehand. So, you know, even though we just sidetracked from Roe versus Wade, but
I was trying to be funny guy. But
no, absolutely. I think it's important thing going off of that, right? Like, we get rid of something that can help negate some of those consequences of like these relationships. But ultimately, if we can't negate that, men and women have to be more precise about who they pick and have an understanding about who they pick, you know, and recognize, like, if this person is already not taking care of their kids, why do I want a relationship with this person who's not doing their job of what they're supposed to be doing in the first place? Men or women, because there's women who don't take care of their kids too. So like, we have to understand that. Like, I think that's where the cookie starts first. So,
and then also too as well, one thing I want to bring up is, you know, the foster care system is jumping.
Oh shit!
And do you want me to lie to you? It is jumping in the foster. We got enough kids already here.
Yeah, it's a shit show though.
That
too.
you know that need homes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother topic. But before we do, and before I kick it to you, if you have something for our next topic is, you know what? Clarence Thompson, fuck you, nigga.
Who's that?
Our Supreme Court judge. He's really a sad, strange little man. Shout out to Toy Story. But like, he was, y'all know just really quick. Oh, y'all know really quick. He's trying to like get rid of like the I think Brown versus the Board of Education. Like, like how did he get on how is he black? Can we have the racial draft again? Like, we need to trade him. Like, I would love to trade him.
For who?
Oh, damn. Who do we want? Shit. See, okay, that I would say Jack Harlow, but that's a lopsided trade. Like, you get nothing back.
You gotta take someone bad.
I know, damn.
On the white, the Asian, the Latino side, one of those.
Damn.
That's a tough question.
Who do we want?
I
You
don't
guys
know.
want Donald?
I have context. Donald Trump is funny. Like,
He's
y'all
funny.
don't understand. He's just funny. Should he have
That's almost a lopsided trade
that
for the star factor.
Exactly. Oh, come on. All right. Who do we want? Who do we want?
He's a 5-star recruit.
Man, I don't know.
You don't. Okay. Okay. We gotta get rid of Clarence Thompson.
Shit, I just get rid of him. Fuck pick somebody else.
Just kind of.
Cut him.
It's just like.
I'll take 14 on teams out of 15. Cut him.
All right.
He's paying his buyout contract.
But yeah. What do you got for us?
Truthfully, I didn't have anything.
It's okay because I'll take over.
Go ahead.
Great. So I want to congratulate every guy here because we broke the internet first.
Huh?
We broke the internet first.
Not Kim Kardashian.
Oh no. Oh god. Never mind. I that's a topic for a different day. I was gonna. So currently, right now, there is a discussion going on, and I was actually talking with this pretty dope person. I've said multiple times I want to have her on the podcast. Stop it. Stop it.
The way he looked at me, that was
Exactly. And she was telling me that it's a trend right now that a lot of women are saying that they are living softer lives, or I'm living a soft life. And what she broke it down to me is living a soft life is taking things more easily, not getting to confrontation, more conflict resolution, being more soft. And whatever. And I was like, okay, I get it, because I never heard of it. But literally when I left her, there was this big social media thing talking about submissiveness, about how being a submissive woman is okay and things like that. And literally on our show, we talked about how literally the word submissive is going to be problematic to people, even though we talked about how dudes and women need to be submissive in a relationship. And this is the clip that broke the internet because everybody talks about it. Who's the Hornets mistress woman?
Oh man, I'm failing right now. Brittany Taylor, Brittany.
Free Britney. The
Brianna,
other one.
Oh no, Brianna Trump.
No. What you know about that? What you know about Brianna Trump? What you doing late at night?
Oops.
All right, Roddy Ricch.
Brianna. God damn, I'm blanking on her name. I'm failing right now.
Brittany Jenner.
That's her name?
Yeah, the one with PJ Tucker.
Oh.
The one that had the baby with him and then taught
Brittany
other girl.
Renner. There we go.
Brittany Renner, yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Y'all said like 12 different names. I was
Yeah.
confused.
Oh, stop it. So I'm going to play this clip for y'all.
Uh-oh.
And I want y'all to hear this is what broke the internet. Not just Brittany. A lot of different people were talking about it. So we're going to go.
Submissive woman do for her man?
Everything.
What does that mean?
You know, like packing his bag.
Oh, I seen
packing
this.
his bag.
This wasn't you?
No.
Just making sure all the things
You
that she
did, but
wants in life. I pretty much read his mind. So it's like if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. And I've been known to love people back to health. And sometimes it's very draining. But my love is my superpower. And I used to hate that about myself. But now it's like, I'm just embracing it. Like, that's who I am. Like, if I love you, I can heal you.
It's your joy.
It is my joy. You know, I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest, you know? So know what that means. And that works for us because he wants what I have to offer.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
So that sparked a wildfire across. Oh, that sparked a wildfire across the internet.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say, we talked about it here first. We talked about how submissive will now be another buzzword that we can't say, like females. Even though I've been saying females for years, and it's not derogative. But anyway, so before I go, wow,
Keep going, Robert.
what's that?
Keep going.
What's the
Just keep going.
Okay, well, all I'm saying is I want to know how y'all feel from how the clip we just heard, and is that a type of woman that you want?
So I truthfully feel it's a money thing. I think if the man is providing money to a woman, she will be submissive. And she will do everything because ultimately, I wouldn't say she's living off of the man, but she's probably taking advantage of what he has to offer. And again, like, we don't ever talk about what a woman has to offer for a man. A lot of times it's not a lot outside of the physical thing. I know I'm gonna get beat up for that.
Hey
but
man, we just talk about Roe versus Wade.
but,
You out here condemning
you
women
know,
already.
like,
goddamn.
I love, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying all women, but I think a lot of times when women run into men with money, they don't offer everything that the man has to offer. And I think that's where I think a lot of women are trying to go. They're just trying to be the pretty arm piece, so that they can support their man in all that other aspects of what he has to do, instead of being like strong, dominant women. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, for me, like, I could be an arm piece for a woman who's making billions. Yeah, great. I could do that. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to do what I need to do and be supportive and not be completely submissive to what, you know, everything that I would need for her. So, like, do I agree with her and want my woman to be like that? Hell to the no. Because to me, it sounds like your sole focus is me. And if something happens to me, what do you have left? Right? Like, what are you getting out of, like, say I pass away, or say I lose my job or lose my funding? What does that do for you? Right? Like, how does that change your perspective of who I am? Because if your sole focus is to make me happy and to pack my bags and make sure I'm rubbed to sleep and all this other, and make sure I'm good mentally in that aspect, but if something drastic happens, what happens? You know, and I'm not able to pay for everything anymore. I'm not able to pay for trips. I'm not able to, like, what happens? Right? There's nothing in return if your sole focus is just me.
Yeah.
Well, let's ask the guy in a stable relationship. Look at us single people don't know shit.
Sure don't.
I think it just depends when you meet them. It depends when you meet them, what your financial situation's like at the time. I mean, for the married guy here, I can say I'm better with money, so I look over the money, but we talk about money constantly and just make decisions together. It's more of a teamwork, but that's a whole different situation or a whole different topic. But I think I've seen people where the guy's making less money, and then all of a sudden he starts making a lot more money than the wife, and the wife still controls it all. So it just kind of depends on when you meet them and who has the control when and how it's working.
Fair. I like that.
Oh, save the best for last. What you think, big dog?
Dude, what that makes me think about, honestly, I don't know if anyone here, I've mentioned his name before. Speak of the devil. Andrew Tate.
Oh, here we go with that guy.
you know who Andrew Tate is, though, right?
Yeah,
and our viewership probably knows who he is. That quote makes me think spot on what Andrew's saying. Verbatim, almost what he preaches, that, like, a man has his role, to be the provider for the house, to be the protector, all this stuff, and a woman has to like abide by like what the man wants, hands on her knees and all this stuff. So I think it's very funny that like he's gained such a following having that mindset. Now Brittany Renner has her following and she has that mindset, and now like it's almost like the worlds are coming together. The social media like alternative universe.
Oh,
that we're living in.
that was not Brittany. It's a different person, different podcast. But
Whatever, but it still caught fire. Yeah, and I think
I think those are just bad relationships.
yeah, probably are.
I mean, I feel like a relationship, you gotta be a teammate. So there's bad teammates.
In his mind, he is a teammate. He's
he's the all-star.
He's the all-star, and his wife's the glue guy. You can't have a championship.
She's
without
the sixth man. I'm the glue guy.
You can't have a championship roster without both.
He's coming off the bench.
Absolutely.
But I mean, even like going to that ascent, right? Like, if my wife is just always there for me in that aspect, right? It's easy to find a replacement.
okay.
Like,
If you have a teammate, it's
no.
easy to find a
Like,
replacement.
for example, like, my bad, going off like that video and that description, and even what he's talking about, right? If I'm the provider and I'm this, I'm that for her, she's supposed to stay at home, take care of this, take care of my needs, this, that, and that, and the other third. It's easy to find a replacement because almost anybody can do those things.
Well, that's
right?
what normally happens. Is that like another chick comes in or something else and they run off. Like most of the time, I feel like.
Or traditional marriages are more in line with that ideology, and there were less divorces in that time.
What? What do you mean?
I'm just throwing in, playing devil's advocate here, and like, if you look at like U.S. through 1940 to like 1990, divorce rates were a lot lower than they are now, and you'd have more traditional marriages where like the man would provide and then the woman would be a stay-at-home.
To go to that, women weren't working then. Women couldn't work then. So they had to survive off of what the men was doing. So they had no choice. They couldn't get a divorce they'd have to get a divorce and go get married again. Like,
Wasn't that the time period too where it started to turn where people would stop living with their family? Like at the age of 18, they'd start to actually move out and start their own family.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the start of that time period? So you still had the ideology of families in there.
Yeah.
So they were probably learning from their family how to stay together but that's also that time period where it started to turn. So I could see why the divorce rate's a little low.
So I had to bring this to the, we gotta get like what do we call it? Fans. We can't call them gamers because that's just terrible and icky. But that's just cringy.
No gamers.
Ugh. Anywho, we gotta find something. But I really wanted to bring this to us because we talked about this first on the show, and the crazy thing about just hearing all of you guys is like, and I'm surprised you don't remember us having this conversation. We talked about how this is a spectrum. The one reason why I love this is if we strip away, obviously, how she was talking, she looks for like a RP Kevin Samuels, high value man, right?
Rest in peace.
We'll do that, right? But like the things that she was saying, right? You don't have to be with a ball player to do those things for your person.
No.
You don't have to. This person doesn't have to be Elon Musk for you to want to do those different things. Well, no, perfect. And this is the crazy thing about it is like wanting to be curious and learn about a person. I don't understand why that is not the gambit for everyone. Where it's kind of like, I know you have a dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I just know about you. And my thing is probably one key to your heart is how you treat treat your dog, right? So your significant other and partner, you look at her mad differently if you got some food and she got your dog some treats. You're like, I wasn't expecting that. And my thing is like, and this is the part where I disagree with you a bit too as well, where it's kind of like, it is a little bit psychotic because you're learning a person where I'm like, I know in 17 breaths, he's going to be down. And that you're looking at it from a standpoint of, I just know this person and using that curiosity of every year. And I'm not in your marriage, but I'm pretty sure from how you talk about your experience, I know that you're learning something new about your wife every year. And that's another reason for you to be like, this is why I love this woman. That moniker of what she's talking about is why I gravitated towards it. Because like everyone puts this as this monolithic thing that I have to be making 100K or I have to be doing these things. No, even in your own friendships, being curious about how I can be better or the things that someone likes or how this person operates is so key to a lot of different relationships.
Yeah, no. So like as you put it in that perspective, I have to agree. Like, but I think how she talks about it, she's not talking about a guy who works at McDonald's and is barely paying the bills in that aspect, right? Like, because that situation becomes a lot different. Because now she has to work in order for them to survive. And yes, you could still learn about your person. Yes, you could still know that I can pack my wife's bag and know everything she wants in there. And so when she's ready to go, she doesn't have to double check. She know, oh, I got you. Yeah, I know what you want in the morning. I got you. Like, yeah, that all those things are great to learn and progress as you get into a relationship are great to learn. But then what happens when that situation becomes stressful? Like, right? Like, you forgot something. God damn it! You forgot my shoes. Now the tables have turned.
That is a person who's taken for granted that situation.
True.
And my thing is your person doesn't have to pack your bag, right?
No, absolutely.
It's about what RJ was talking about. Teamwork.
Yeah.
There some days you're gonna play like a superstar. And if you know, let's just say your wife's playing like a superstar, maybe she doesn't need you to be at superstar level. Maybe she needs you to be a 3-and-D guy for her. Maybe you're at her company party. Is it time for you to talk about your accolades and other shit? No. Play her up. Play your role. Your baby has been working 9 to 5 extra shifts.
Yeah.
Should you be bothering her about cooking? Maybe you should cook. Maybe you should plan a date night. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the human arrogance that I feel like we always, and not just in relationships, that we all kind of talk about, because I'm catering towards you, my man. You got things that you like. I'm catering towards you. It's kind of like, all right, how do we make this thing work? And I think it's so simple to do, but so hard to do. And like, I think as human populace, we get so intrigued with, how can I put this? We get so intrigued with toxicity. I'm even a victim of it. But like, I just love to see things work like an oil machine, where I'm kind of like, maybe she does make more money than you. Like, how do you both get to Disneyland together? Like, how do you do that? And when you find that shit and you make it work, it's such a beautiful thing, because it's a well-oiled sheen of consistency. And just to bring up your point too as well, it is also, things are gonna happen. And if a person is sounding off on you making one mistake, that's definitely not your person. They lack the cognitive flexibility. Yeah. Because if you forgot one shoe and I packed 9% of your bag, I will be like, I might as well throw the bag down the stairs. And I think I just have a problem with people saying, like, I don't think we need to say submissive is a bad word, or you can't say submissive. I don't mind as a man saying, like, I have no problem being submissive towards another man. I have no problem being submissive towards another woman, because it's about what is needed. A team, which you all tell me all the time, delegation. That is, so many ways, being submissive. I'm taking away control and giving it to someone else. That's pretty much what it's talking about. Are you okay with trusting that person? I trust you. Oh, no, you look like you want to say something.
I guess going back, I used to have a boss. Just as a fun story real quick. I used to have a boss. He would say that every year he gave the girl 4 seasons. If she were to pipe off, get mad at him or something, the clock would restart, and that's how he'd find his wife, or wait for his wife. So whoever he can last for 4 seasons.
I get that.
And then that would be his wife, though. That's how he would know who to marry, is if she can make it the 4 seasons.
So a whole year.
Yeah, if he liked her and she did get mad at her, the clock restarted.
Damn.
That's a hard cut.
I know. He's out here.
Interesting.
Rob Pelinka out here.
No, it's an interesting perspective, because I think, like, through like trial and error, right? Like, you you have like they always talk about like the fun stage, right? Like where nothing's wrong, everything's amazing, all your experiences are great.
Oh yeah.
Up and up and up and up. But then like you talked about it, like how you and your wife sit down and talk about finance all the time. Like as soon as those conversations get brought up, as soon as the tough stuff happens, you know, someone in the family dies, or, you know, vacational trips or a party, whatever the case may be, and people have like that serious conversation, sometimes a lot of relationships just change completely. And now everything that it used to be ain't what it is. And so I think it's interesting that you bring up that 4 seasons aspect, because a lot of times people don't last 4 seasons. And
his theory is that everybody's going to be different in those 4 seasons.
Yeah.
During different seasons, you're going to be different. And
Yeah.
so he figures that he could find more out, or he can find more about you in that way, in that aspect.
Has he found his wife?
He's engaged.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, he's more Messiah Jury. My bad. Sorry, he's not Rob Blank. There you go. There you go. Success. So, because there's not a lot of representation on the internet, because I know people love to hear this. So, gentlemen, and I'll go first, give you all some time, and we'll end the show with this. I want you to talk about a submissive moment. It could be in a relationship you've had, and just talk about how you worked through it. And that could be in a sense of like, let's just say, you know, I drove my girl instead of, you know, me. Something in the world you would think would be submissive. Like I did my girl's laundry or some shit like that. So take some time. I'm going to go first because I'm going to talk about a submissive moment in my relationship, past relationship. You're about to say you're in a relationship, Robert, not in a relationship, single as fuck. I would like to talk about this time. So I have to take out a lot of context, but there was a situation with my family, and what do you call it? We were at a club, and there was a situation, and this one dude was like bucking up against me, and like I wanted to exert dominance. And my partner at the time was like, there's no need for you to do that. Like, I'm good, my friend's good, but I felt like because I was a man that I gotta say something, do something. And the arrogance with me, because I have no problem sharing this, is I did the typical male thing. I was like, nah, I gotta say something to this nigga. And the consequences of me not being submissive to her was like we were in an argument for like 2 to 3 weeks. It was a long time. Damn. Because I didn't listen to her judgment. Mm-hmm. And her judgment was like, I'm good. You don't need to blow us out of proportion. And even now to this day, I can hear that conversation ringing back in her head being like, why didn't you trust me in the situation? I know that you would have gotten us, but I just needed you to listen and follow me. And I take that even more because I was really fighting not being submissive. And I did have another opportunity to right the wrong. And righting that wrong was there was, you know, similar situation-ish, more like lots of context I'm missing over. But long story short, because things were moving fast, she was like, babe, shut up. And I shut the fuck up because she looked at me and she's like, I got it. And I didn't take that shut up as like, oh, it's verbal abuse or anything like that. The gravitas situation was like, that was the quickest thing she could say. But at that moment, I know a lot of people can be like, oh, why did she say that to him? But in that mindset, we looked at each other. She was letting me know that I needed to take the reins. She needed to take the reins. She got this. And then afterwards, you know, she appreciated for me that, and I had no problem taking that backseat to that. So that was a time where I was pretty submissive, and a time where I fought it. So yeah, a girlfriend told me to shut the fuck up, and I was like, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
There you go, attaboy.
Hey, man, I had to shut the fuck up.
Sometimes, man. Let me think of something. Okay, so the last person I was with, Worked in healthcare. Had a lot of
nurses.
had a lot of stress, with her job and what she had to do. So, a lot of times, as a way, to be submissive, to be a nice person, to be a good, someone there for her. I would bring her chocolates after her shift, and I would, give her like back rubs, foot rubs, whatever, like, because she'd hold a lot of stress in like her shoulder blades, because she'd like tense up there. So as a way to, make her feel good, kind of play, do my part in our thing. Yeah, that was one thing I would do that, maybe a lot of guys wouldn't admit to doing.
Oh man, don't touch me with them hands.
These hands are good, man. That's all I'm gonna say. These hands are real good.
He's like, hear that?
Yeah.
He gonna cater you hand and foot. Okay, with the Belgian chocolate.
Oh, no American chocolates. Garbage.
Oh, are they? They're from Belgium.
No, I'm saying no American
Oh, okay,
chocolates.
great. I was about to say, yeah.
Belgian chocolates are alright. What's your favorite Belgian chocolate?
I don't know. I'd be saying stuff.
That's what I thought.
I'm just like you. I'm tapped in on all things.
I kind of have like a Robert situation, so I have kind of two. I'm very like, I have like very submissive moments. Like most of y'all know, I love cooking, so like I'd always like make breakfast, and that was like my thing. So like, we would get up in the morning and I'd make breakfast and take her to work, and so that was like a routine thing for me in like my aspect of like submission. Just like when it came down to cooking, it was like, yeah, I got that. Like, but there was a moment where we were headed up to Seattle, and we had been arguing a little bit, and we're going up to Seattle, and we get to arguing in the car, and she just was like, shut up. Like, you similar, like, I don't want to argue during this trip. And I kind of sat in my seat while driving, and like, it hit me. Like, I don't either. And in that moment, I was like, you know what? You're right. And I sat there, and then we ended up having a good ass time on the trip. And it was like one of those moments, like you're saying, like in that submission aspect of like just truly listening.
Yes.
But also like hearing your partner. Like, I think being able to have that genuine conversation in respect and mutuality is important. And I think in that process of submission, it hurts sometimes, but like overall it's for the better, like because your partner sees something better out of something that you might not see. And so I had one of those. I had both. Like, I'm very submissive in a lot of aspects, but sometimes I am stubborn. So being able to be told to shut up and actually shut up, and you're like, wait, hold up. Like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, you have to, like, you just kind of have to aware it and accept it. Like, so yeah.
You gonna add a boy that too?
Attaboy.
There you go. I was waiting for it. RJ, do you have something for us from the married man?
The married
married man.
Ball and chain.
I'd say just from a married man's perspective, what me and my wife do, or what we try to do, we don't always get around to, is once a week we just sit down and talk about our relationship, and we just see what we could do better, what we can improve on. So to me, it's more of submitting to her, listening to her, what I could improve on, and then just trying to act upon that, make it happen.
That's awesome.
I respect that. For people who don't know, if we're I'm putting my psychology hat on, I'm being a mental health warrior right now. What he's talking about is what I talk to clients about. It's about relationship check-ins. I say you should do it try monthly, so you get 4 check-ins. You plan a date night, and then after the date night, you actually talk about the relationship and where everything's going, so you're on the same page. But if you have the capacity, like my man over here, do it, weekly or bi-weekly, it's important, because it's great, because there's some things that you may want to change. And actually, since I still have this hat on, one of the things I kind of want to bring up what we kind of talked about, so it's not so like gruff, because I know AJ, I loved how you said that. It feels uncomfortable. And Dr. John Gottman's marriage book, one of the things he talked about, like the 4 horsemen, and like he talked about unbridled expressions. And unbridled expressions are like, all right, because we got 70% women, not women, 70% dudes watching this, so I'm gonna make this a more heterosexual examples. Let's say you walking down the street with your girl and you see big bootied Latina across the street. Now, let's say you have a secure relationship where you can say like, oh, that's an attractive person. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, and with unbridled expressions, there's no need to say certain things. And it's a part of submitting. So like, maybe it's okay in your relationship to be like, oh yeah, that person's attractive. But if you know you've been having a tough day, an argument, I don't think you gotta be like, hey, there's a big booty Latina across the street. Damn, girl, she thick. And that's what an unbridled expression. Sometimes saying nothing, or the phrase a lot of therapists like to say is, when couples and marriage counseling is, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? And sometimes it's important to be married and not right. So, with all that being said, do we got any church announcements before we get out of here, guys?
I want to give a shout out to Women Ball 2, womenball2.com. Make sure you go purchase some merchandise on there as well to help support some of the opportunities of different women. It's a cool local brand in Portland. So that's a shout out I want to give. Also, So Cool Entertainment presents YouTube page. Go check it out. There's a few episodes on there.
Who on there?
That I was a part of.
Who on there? Who on there?
The entertainment company is actually pretty big. Going through their process and their work. It's been an opportunity. I was blessed with the opportunity. So definitely go check that out. Also, support your local bar, as Koss always says. There's people out here that need your support. Not only physically protect them, but also there's a lot of robberies and stuff going on lately. So anything helps when it comes to supporting those people as well. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, so serious.
That was good. That was good.
Serious.
Actually, I have one for once.
I know.
It's not what you think, though.
I'm gonna out you with my turn.
Okay. Go follow PDX Kid Collector.
I was gonna talk about.
Oh, you're gonna talk about that too.
Those.
It's a new channel I started on Instagram. Just highlighting soccer/football kits that I find around the Portland area. I found that there's a major deplete in terms of content in terms of like U.S. kit collecting. It's huge in England, obviously. So just want to share that. If you have any stories you want to share, DM me. And I'll get you featured, get your kit on there. A little story. Love to do a little football history. But yeah, PDX Kit Collector.
Oh, so you're going to be on social media for that one?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. So you have to be on a social media presence to have an account like that, right?
We'll see.
Hopefully you promote the other things you're on. Man, we'll see.
I'll promote it through that page.
Oh, wow. Real supporter there.
All,
we get a bag.
All like 10 followers it has right now.
Hey, great. You're decreasing the stock you're getting. But can we talk about the other thing, or you want to wait?
It's early. Let's wait.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Shout out to all these lovely faces here. I was talking to Koss. It was just us, a dollar and a dream, and it's expanded. And I just want to say the biggest church announcement is just everyone. I love Wednesdays because I get to see all your faces, and we're building something. And I just want to say a big shout out to Aaron. We got the match. If you haven't logged onto the page, log on to it, follow us. We're doing dope things. And more importantly, we are the most dangerous podcast group of all time. We are like Mario, not Omarion.
Omarion!
So,
What?
Are you bringing us home? Are you saying all the socials?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Follow us on lookhere.fri on Instagram. Follow us on Spotify. Oh, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, like, subscribe, comment on all of those. You can holler. I messed that all up. Anyway, if you have any questions or you want us to answer any of your questions, because our comments page is be kind of low. We'll answer your questions on our show. So
you doing that now?
Comments below. Comment below.
Putting me to work.
So make sure you comment on our page so we can answer any of your questions. Absolutely, we doing this. And I can see the questions too.
At
the end of the day too.
At least we'll want a heads up. I'll put it up before we throw down. All right, down.
So on Spotify, follow us on Spotify. If you have not, hit the bell so you get the reminder. Apple Music, all the other places that you listen to your podcast.
If you
hit
want to
the
see
bell,
if you want to see the video version of this, it's on YouTube.
go on YouTube, hit the like, subscribe, hit the bell, so you can see us every week. Because we here. We here.
Who are these guys?
We are
all right.
here, dang it. So hope you enjoy. This has been Play No Games podcast /show. I'm Arthur Dixon. You can follow me on Chef Boy Dixon as well.
Costs on V13.
Plug the channel.
And look here.
No. Plug the other channel.
Oh, PDX Kit Collector.
There we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you
The
go.
person who's not on social media but made a social media account to be on social media. I'm gonna flame you every time.
It's gonna
you
be
post.
organically grown. You'll see.
It's okay. And every comment, I'm gonna be like, oh, post. I'm gonna go look here, post. Every time it's gonna be me. Until, once you add to your page our stuff, then I'll stop. Once again, if you like what I'm saying and like what I'm doing, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna plug my personal. You can find me. If you do enough digging, you'll find it. But if you want to find things that we do, look here.fir, all that other stuff. But once again, this has been
FRI.
It's look here. This has been a Play No Games podcast /show. I love your glasses, Cos.
Peace.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.